need to let go. I need space to grow. I'ma become the person that my ancestors prayed for, to set our spirits free, 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 free. Yeah, I need to let go. Been stuck in a dark tone. I forgot what I know. I need to let go. Gotta find within myself a brand new home. Stop the judgment, stop the blame, wrapped in a cold blanket of shame. Isolated in a trap in a dark hole without a map. Lost and scared, where do I turn? Death to old ways is how we learn. Comparison, oh what a thief. My head is stuck between the teeth. The devil's very own torturous throne. The devil's very own torturous throne. Gotta get my joy back, joy back. Cause somebody stole that, stole that. Drained my energy and got me off track. Can't look to the average to feel what I lack. Gotta get my joy back, joy back. Cause somebody stole that, stole that. Drained my energy and got me off track. Can't look to the average to feel what I lack. And it doesn't make much sense how my brain manifested this. Gone too long with being on, ain't no rest in sight. Sometimes you gotta sit through the dark soil before there is light. Don't you know, don't you know? Tried to jump out of the globe. Holy Spirit told me no, I'm not done with you. You can let your mood stew, but no, beloved, I'm not done with you. Whoa. Thank you. I wrote that song a whole year ago now, so it's coming full circle. All right, it's gonna be a great day, all.
Keep an eye on her. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Center for Spiritual... Oh, you can applaud. Yeah. Yeah. That's like when my little puppy, when he lays on his back and I scratch his belly. There's a certain little place. Well, that's what applause is for me. Sometimes fried chicken. We'll see, you know. Well, I'm glad you're here this morning. My name is Reverend Ken Wilcox. This is the Center for Spiritual Living. You're most welcome to be here. This is a place we have no dogma. We don't tell you what you have to believe. We encourage you to come to a God of your understanding, one that you can empower your life for more love and joy, health and prosperity. So you're in a great place this morning, and Spirit is going to recognize and reward you abundantly. Now, we have lots of announcements because we always have lots of things going on here. If you missed yesterday, we had a interfaith peace healing service, and it was magnificent. It was a really wonderful event. Next Sunday, we're going to have after service a short question and answer session about the Camino Trail journey that we're planning for early summer. So that'll be next Sunday at 11 o'clock right after service. We have our members meeting coming up February 1st. That's where we go over the business of the organization. If you would like to become a member of the board, please see me afterwards because this is the meeting where we vote in new board members. We're planning a daytime bingo event that's going to be every week on Thursdays or Fridays. If you'd like to help out with that, there's a sign-up sheet outside. And not this coming Monday, but the Monday following at 6:30, we're going to have the amazing Jonathan. He's a wonderful healer. Jonathan, come up and share with us what you're going to be doing. Come on up. Here you go. Here.
Good morning, everybody. Could I see just a quick raising of the hands of anyone who's come to see me in the past here? And keep them up for just a moment. Now, for any of you that have no idea who I am or what I'm doing up here, look around at the hands that are up right now and consider maybe just tapping one of those people on the shoulder, asking them that's what's up. In any case, I was here 2 weeks ago on the 4th to do something of a talk, sort of. And then to do some healing work with people. And often, not always, but that healing work actually involves putting a hand on someone's head. I don't consider that in any way a technique or even a causal factor. And yet I often put my hands on people's heads. But it's also why I think of that in healing terms as healing by divine principle, not healing by Jonah. And on Monday next week, more or less by request, the idea was to be here in the evening. I'm always available for questions and answers, but purely for the purpose of having whomever wants to come in for whatever to just come and spend a few minutes in that kind of communion with each other. That's it. There may be a handful of people, there may be a bunch, there may be two. We don't know. But anyone who's interested in coming to have that experience is welcome. And if I had to put one more word on it, I think I would simply just say that it's an opportunity for people to ultimately be a little bit more connected to their own divine presence. That is what's healing about it. Since it is, after all, between you and you, much more than it is you and me. So I welcome all of you Monday the 26th in the evening. Thanks.
Thanks, Jonathan. 26th. There you go. Thank you, Jonathan. And now we have young Victor Manley coming up to tell us what's going on with the Venus Manley Scholarship Program. Come on up, Victor.
All right. Morning, everyone. How you doing? Great. So we're opening up the Venus Manley Scholarship again this year. We had our first board meeting yesterday, and we will be taking volunteers we're looking for interview volunteers that are looking to help with the interviews of the students, as well as volunteers that are open to reading essays. So I will have a sign-up sheet at the after the service. I'll have a sign-up sheet if you're looking to sign up, and you can contact me since I'm the leader of the board of directors. And if you have any questions, you can reach out to me. All right. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Victor. The Venus Manley Scholarship Fund is where we give out 5 scholarships each year to kids with disabilities. They're kids that are finishing up high school. They want to go on some more training. We interview them, and if you're feeling a little bit down or a little discouraged about life, come and hear these kids because they're truly amazing. Final announcements tonight, our Circle Supper start up. If you've signed up, please, attend, and it's going to be there'll be wonderful, fun events, so be sure to follow up with that. Well, those are all my announcements. And now we've got our own wonderful, beautiful Savannah coming up doing some music for us. Come on up, Savannah.
All right. So every January, the first thing that comes to mind is shedding and getting rid of the old. And to do that, we have to have space, right? So this song is called Let It Breathe. It gets hard when you can be exposed to so much dark every minute, but trust me when I say there's a light, there's a love, there's a way. So if your world gets heavy and your fire burns low, your road gets rough and your heart goes cold, just let it breathe like the wind through the trees, like it'll flow with ease, like an ocean breeze, take it all in. Na 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 na, yeah, let it all out. Sometimes I know it gets tough, you lie in bed wondering if you're enough, but trust me when I say you are. But no matter where this life, it will tear you apart. So if your world gets heavy and your fire burns low and road gets rough and your heart runs cold, just let it breathe. like the wind through the trees. Let it flow with ease, oh, let it breathe. So if your days get crazy, don't think there's nothing that you can't do. Yeah. And when your days get crazy, just find that calm within you.
Thank you, Savannah. That was lovely. And now, for the first time ever, so we're going to be very kind and generous and welcoming, Linda Simpson's going to come up and do a reading and treatment for us. Come on up, Linda.
Okay, here's the debut. Yesterday we did a beautiful peace event, and I'm going to read something that I wrote for it, and also an affirmative prayer for peace. I think we need a little bit of peace right now, peace and ease for what's going on. So anyway, here we go. And I would encourage you to just take a breath yourself, to get present, to get comfortable and in receiving mode. I know I needed that. Okay, so some people may ask, how can I stay peaceful when difficult situations arise? We must begin by understanding we are where we are. Situations happen often without warning, often beyond our control. We cannot always prevent or change them, but here's what we can control: the way we respond. When difficulty arrives, our minds rush forward, overthinking, catastrophizing, creating stories about how terrible things are. We make situations heavier by adding layers of worry and fear on top of what is already challenging. But if we pause, if we become mindful of our breath in this moment, if we notice our thoughts without getting swept away, something shifts. The situation doesn't disappear, but we stop making it worse. We create a space for clarity. And in that clarity, we can see what we should actually do to help the situation instead of worrying and feeling defeated. In that mindful pause, we might also remember something we've forgotten right now. Countless conditions are still nourishing our life. We are alive. We can breathe. We can eat. We can walk. These are profound gifts, genuine happiness, but we rarely see them because our minds are too busy racing toward worry to consume by what's wrong to notice what remains right. This is what mindfulness offers in difficult moments. Not power to control what happens, but wisdom to see clearly what is helpful action we can take. To breathe consciously, to remember that even in difficulty, we are still held by life, still capable of responding wisely instead of reacting. The situation is what it is, but we can change how we meet it with presence instead of panic, with clarity instead of confusion, with wise action instead of helpless worry. It means we stay grounded enough to see what we can actually do, and then do it with a calm heart. It's a lot to take in. And so I'd like to do an affirmative prayer about peace, and I'm going to do it in the first person, and take in what you like and leave the rest. So, God is universal spirit, and by spirit, I mean life essence of all that is, subtle and intelligent. This spirit is unification of power in every person. I call it love. I see that every soul here has unlimited capacity to hold the space in their heart for love. I allow this love to soften my heart and let peace and ease be the conductor of the symphony of my daily life. I know that as we gather for this peace, as we gather together here in peace with family and friends, that I will be an implement of God's truth, as you are. A steady lighthouse shining the possibility of more joy in life, with the acceptance and knowing that every being is exactly the same in the eyes of the divine. I see reunion of all beings filled with love and kindness, celebrating spirit's oneness through each of our unique differences. I see each person expressing compassion and love for all in every interaction. I feel the warmth of total acceptance that is freely given by every blessed human, celebrating the richness of diversity, and it returns abundantly. I am grateful for this opportunity to be a conduit of God's light as I gather to share not just a prayer, but an experience of peace and ease. I can feel it now as it permeates every loving word said. Thank you, God. I am grateful for this opportunity to share. And I know the words spoken will multiply abundantly and come back to every single one of you. And with together, can we say, and so it is.
Thank you, Linda. So today we're following up on the second chapter of the Science of Mind textbook. We'll go through all 4 of them. Today is entitled The Way It Works, the way spirit works in your life. And it's really very simple. Spirit does not work for us, it works through us. It works through our awareness, our willingness to accept better ideas for ourselves and to embody those ideas for ourselves and for life and the world around us. Now, there are moments in history where miracles occur and experiences seem to defy all rational explanation, but they are rare. And why wait on a miracle when we already have access to a living, responsive power that we can activate now, here, in this moment? And when miracles do occur, they happen to us. So at the end of the day, we're still left feeling we have no more power than before because we're waiting on something out of our control. But when a blessing happens, that's what we bring about. And this is the real purpose of our reason for being here, is for us to grow in our understanding that we're in co-creation with this power that created all of life. We're in co-creation with it to bring about a better good. And if you think about it, it really is just the natural evolution of growing into maturity. If you have an 8-year-old in your house, you do everything for it. But when the kid turns 18, what do? You start letting it go out into the world and making its decisions and making its way. And in this way, they can learn how to move out into the world. Our greatest challenge is that we have more faith in the negative than we do the good. Too many of us go through life worried that spirit is just waiting to get its hands on us so it can fry us like a piece of bacon on an ungreased griddle for eternity. Just because of something you did at Mama's Gremlin behind the school gym back in 1977. It's spiritually ridiculous, and psychologically, it's a horrible, horrible way to live. And strangely, many of us are hesitant to believe something better. Something better. To believe that we are here as channels of God's light, of God's joy and God's love, that we are here to be awed with how much Spirit loves us. And beneath all this hesitation, there's a quieter idea that we are hesitant to own up to, and that is we are more certain of our disappointments than we are willing to put faith in our worthiness. Worthiness. You're worthy to be loved. You are worthy of success, of joy and love and happiness and health. You're worthy of it. My teacher, Kennedy Schultz, he said, if you ask somebody what's wrong in their life, you better light a cigarette and get a cup of coffee, because you're in for about a 45-minute dissertation of what mama did, the boss did, the girlfriend. Yeah. You ask them what they want in life, what they're looking forward to, and they'll mumble something about winning the lottery. Yeah. So the real invitation is more powerful. Our challenge of life, it's not challenge, it's opportunity, is to look for the good right in front of you. To look for the good. And what can you make of it? How can you expand it? How can you increase it? This was what Christ did with the fish and loaves of bread. He called out for what he had. This is what they brought him. He didn't look at it and say, I was really hoping for beef. He didn't go through and say, oh, that fish is too skinny. It's too fat. He looked at it and said, what can I do with it? And in Scripture, it says he began to work with it. He began to divide it. And as he worked with it, it multiplied. And soon he had more than enough. Bushels left open. So we're here to grow in an understanding, to look for that which is loving, creative, supportive, and then say, what can I do with this? How can I let this shine through? How can I increase my likelihood to see more of this good and to live more fully? And if I can't do it for myself, then can I do it for somebody else? Is there a way for me to help out? I've been having the Buddhist monks who are walking to DC on my mind a lot the past 2 weeks. And you think about them starting in Texas. First of all, I can't imagine Texas is a great place to be a Buddhist monk. Maybe that's the reason they're walking out of there. But there had to be a discussion of what can we do? And then the simple act came up, well, let us walk to DC. Let's walk in peace. And that simple act, it's caught the world's attention. I can tell you when those monks cross the bridge from Virginia to DC, there are going to be thousands of people there. And it's going to change the environment of that city. And even those so opposed to what their thoughts, it's going to change them. When we step out in faith, when we step out in love, when we step out with Spirit, we can change the world. And if it's just simply putting on our shoes and stepping out into the world, we can make a difference. Now, at the heart of all our spiritual inquiry lies a single question. Dr. Holmes says this is the most important question we have to ask ourselves. Is life in the universe for us or against us? Is life designed for us to have joy, love, and creativity? Or is it waiting for us to slip up so it can punish us? The second idea, it doesn't hold up. Do you really believe that the creative intelligence that thought you into being, that had the idea of you and so was enraptured by your possibilities, that it spoke you from stardust so you could walk the soil of St. Augustine? Do you really think that that creative intelligence would ever wish you any harm? I can't conceive of it. When, long time ago, when we were first getting our first house in Atlanta, it just so happened the night before we went to closing, I made the fatal mistake of saying, well, let's go look at the animal humane society, see what puppies they have. And there in the first cage was this little Sheltie. If you don't know what a Sheltie is a collie that looks like it's been left in the dryer too long. It's shrunk down. And this poor little thing, she was in the pen, and I can still see her, and she was just vibrating with fear. She had gotten so nervous, she had thrown up on herself. And I knew it was not a great time. We were just closing on a new house. But I lost control of that argument, and the little Sheltie came with us. Now, the next morning, we closed on a house that was really my dream house. It was a North Druid Hills, and this house had white carpet completely throughout. Who, besides Joan Crawford, who puts white carpet in a house? And it was really expensive carpet. And I was terrified, the little dog, we wouldn't be able to train her and that she'd have accidents, and I was terrified the carpet would get ruined. Well, the carpet did get ruined, but it was from us, not her. She was an angel on 4 paws. You could not ask for a better little puppy. Now, at the end of her life, she got to a place where she did have accidents. But we had fallen in love with her so much, I didn't care. I didn't care if she ruined the whole house. And in fact, when she would have an accident, she was so embarrassed by it, one of us would distract her with a treat while the other one would clean it up. That's how much we loved her. Do you think it is possible that your Creator could not love you any less? Do you think it's possible that your Creator would be any less compassionate of you for mistakes you make along the way? It makes no sense. It's a bunch of nonsense, really. We are here to experience how much God loves us. We've already passed any test that there could ever be of if we're worthy or not, simply by having the courage to come here and to be human. Being human is not the easiest of things. You are deeply loved. And the question has never been whether you are good enough. The question is if we're willing to receive. Because the realization that the good is universal, and we can have as much of it as we can embody. That's the foundation of our teaching. And isn't it blind faith or wishful thinking? It's acknowledgement of how life actually works. Spirit is not divided, limited, or selective. The universe is infinite and impartial. The only variable is our receptivity. And if we're honest, the real obstacle isn't receptivity, it's self-judgment. Do we really believe we're deserving of the good? That was the only question Christ asked anytime he would come to people who needed help. He would say, do you believe? Do you believe you can pick up your blanket? You've been living in the dirt for years, all your life. Do you believe you could have this miracle? And if they said, yeah, I believe, then he said, pick up your blanket and walk. He didn't talk about, he didn't demand confession. He didn't threaten judgment. He didn't threaten damnation. He spoke to their possibilities. And he inspired them with what was possible. This is universal intelligence, creative, self-knowing, conscious, finding expression through us, through our individualized centers of awareness. And when we're open, more of the good can flow naturally into our experience. But if we continually diminish ourselves or fixate on lack or limitation, the creative impulse, it doesn't disappear, it just goes to another outlet. It just goes to someone who is receptive. Spirit functions at our level of openness, not because spirit is limited, but because we are. We're limited. I had a cousin. My sister Sandra would say he had been beaten by the ugly stick. I don't know what the ugly stick is, but it sounds right for him. He was lucky enough to be born to the first child to a family. He was the first child, the first boy. His grandparents lived right next door to him. And so they raised him thinking that he was the best thing that had ever hit shoe leather. He didn't know he had been hit by the ugly stick. And he went out in the world with that attitude. And guess what? The world responded to him. They responded to him as if he was the best thing in shoe leather. It's what we believe about ourselves. What we believe is true. You don't get what you wish for. You don't even get what you pray for. You get what you think you deserve. If you think you deserve the best, if you think you deserve love and joy, happiness, health, and prosperity, the universe will rain it down. In Scripture it says, in Him we live and move and have our being. And as we evolve our concept of God, it opens up more. When the Israelites left Egypt, they had a concept of God as tribal, as warlike. And that's how it showed up for them, tribal and warlike. But we've raised our vibration, and we now can see God as loving and kind and consciousness. As we lift our vibration, we see more of it. Spirit has not changed, our awareness has. And there's one thing that we must remember that God cannot do, or it's not that it cannot do, it will not do. It will not force your blessings on you. Even God cannot get a blessing to someone with clenched fist. We have to be open. And here's the great paradox. We are bound not because we lack freedom, we're bound because we possess it. The power which seems to limit us is the only power in the universe that can free us. We suffer not because it's imposed upon us, we suffer because we forget who we are. We are children of the Most High. And we are not here to live in lack and limitation. We're here to shine forth boldly, dynamically. Life doesn't respond to hope, but to belief. Doesn't respond to wishing, but knowing. And if we say we can only have a little good, that's exactly what we will have. But if we will allow our hearts and souls to expand, our experience will expand. And not because God has changed, but because of our concept of it has changed. There's no limit to Spirit's willingness. It's never been about Spirit, it's about our acceptance. We are thinking, willing, knowing centers of consciousness, immersed in a creative intelligence that responds to our thinking and emotional life. Christ said, according to your faith, it is done unto you. Not as reward or as punishment, but as principle, as law. If a certain way of thinking produces limitation, then other ways of thinking can dissolve that. What mind has created, mind can change. But the approach has to be specific. We have to learn how to believe. So the real question becomes, how much good can I see? How much can I accept? And how much good can I have without arguing about it? Whatever good we no longer can deny, we will experience. When consciousness shifts from fear to trust, from scarcity to sufficiency, from separation to unity, life responds. Not someday, not conditionally, but here, now. And as we widen our concept of good, we don't persuade the universe to change. We simply allow ourselves to step into the flow of what's already there. The measure of good in your life is not what Spirit is willing to give, but what you are willing to accept. And that realization changes everything. So here today in this sacred place, filled with all these loving people, I want you to absolutely refuse to leave here today without accepting, without knowing, without embodying, without a shadow of doubt, that you are here to be a bright, shining light of Spirit's possibility. You are here to inspire, to encourage, to lift up. You are here to live in love and joy, health and prosperity. And above all, leave here with a concept and an idea of God large enough to support your believing the best of yourself, to support your believing that you are powerful, bold, and dynamic, and that you've come here to lift up, to raise up, to inspire, encourage, and that you've got the power of God flowing through you. Not someday, not some next lifetime, but here, now, in this moment. And we can do it, and we'll change the world. It's our truth this morning. It's the truth in my life, the truth in yours, and so it is. Thank you. Thank you.
The chief. That was awesome. You're welcome. As Reverend Ken was speaking, I was thinking about fear. Fear is false evidence appearing real. And I think about that a lot, and mistakes made is, we're human. We're allowed to do that. We don't have to put ourselves through this pit of darkness where we have to keep going over and over and over again what we did wrong. We just have to accept it and move on and say, I will do better today. No bondage. Oh, pirates, yes, they rob I. Sold out too much in ships. Minutes after they took I from the bottomless pit. But my head was made strong by the hands of the Almighty. We forward in this generation triumphantly. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? Is all I ever have. Redemption song. Emancipate yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them cannot stop all the times. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the books. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? Is all I ever have. Redemption song. Yourselves from mental slavery. None but ourselves can free our minds. Have no fear for atomic energy, 'cause none of them cannot stop early times. How long shall they kill our prophets while we stand aside and look? Ooh, some say it's just a part of it. We've got to fulfill the books. Won't you help to sing these songs of freedom? Is all I ever have. Redemption songs is all I ever have. Redemption song. Redemption song. Redemption song.
Thank you, Savannah. I do want to add one announcement before we get going on the offering. We've got an amazing workshop today that's going to happen at 11:30. Kathy Copperwaite is going to do on health and wholeness, so be sure to stick around for that. And now we come to the time we support our wonderful center, and we support this place because it is an amazing community spreading hope and love and inspiration and encouragement throughout our city and the nation and the world. So you can support us in a couple of ways. Financially, you can volunteer, you can support us in prayer. But however you choose to support us, if you will take your intention and place it over your heart and read with me this affirmation of prosperity. I live in a universe of abundance. As I freely and joyfully give, I join in the divine flow, and all I share with life returns to me multiplied abundantly. The ushers have stepped down. Savannah, I know you got something great for us.
I love how this song is used for life and death ceremonies. Amazing Grace. Sang this for my uncle about a year ago. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see. 'Twas grace that taught my heart to fear. In grace my fears relieved. How precious did that grace appear the hour I first believed. Through many dangers, toils, and snares, We have already come. 'Twas grace hath brought us safe and far, and grace will lead us home. The Lord has promised good to me. His word my hope secures. He will my shield and portion me, as long as life endures. When we've been there 10,000 years, bright shining as the sun, we've no less days to sing God's praise than when we first began. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I'm found. Was blind, but now I see.
Thank you, Savannah. Oh, thank you, Diane. Thank you for your support and your contributions. You're allowing us to grow and to thrive. Your support is allowing you to become part of the healing, part of the answer, part of the solution. So know you've done your good work today, and you're going to be rewarded, and it will multiply abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, we're going to conclude the service with an affirmative prayer. I'm going to do it in the first person, but take it in for yourself. But say something that works for you, we'll hold tight to that. But say something that doesn't work for you, just let that part slide by. But just know this truth with me today. There is but one God and one mind and one power. And that power is perfect love. It's divine intelligence. That power shines down upon me with the best ideas of how I can live and move and have my being in Spirit's grace. So here today, filled in this building, filled with all these wonderful, loving souls, I feel that vibration of love and kindness and respect rising up, lifting me up. Today, I choose to know a better idea for myself, that I'm not here in life to be living in lack and limitation. I am not wounded. I am strong. I'm dynamic. I'm on a mission from God to see the best of life and to do what I can to elevate the whole world, to raise a vibration of love and compassion and kindness. Here today, Spirit and I are on the move, and I'm not afraid of any condition. I'm not afraid of any of the world's turmoil or confusion or anger. Here today, I see the Spirit of light and love shining forth through me, lighting a path for me, leading me on. So this morning, I have lifted my eyes up to a better knowing. This morning, I see past all the world's confusion. This morning, I see clearly how I am in life and of life, that Spirit is guiding me on, and that my destination is a new heaven and a new earth, where sisterhood and brotherhood reign over everyone, where peace breaks out, where all war is eliminated, where children are raised up without fear or hunger or doubt or limitation. This is what Spirit is calling me to do, and I am on the move, and I'm not turning back. I have seen the glory of God made manifest, and I am here to live it, to embody it, to experience. God won't have it any other way, and neither will I. This is my truth, Every cell of my being radiates this right knowing, and I release this prayer into the mind of God to do its good and perfect, bold and dynamic work, returning to me multiplied abundantly. And together we say, and so it is. All right, my friends, I'm going to leave you with one last idea, and that is your life. Your life. It's not a problem to be solved. It's a miracle unfolding. Your job this week is to go name your miracle, proclaim your miracle, and make it your own. God bless us all. Now let us go be the miracle Spirit is calling us to be. Until we see each other again, this is Reverend Ken wishing you many blessings.
All right, if y'all want to stand up, we're going to do what we always do to close. Sometime in our lives, we all have pain, we all have sorrow, but if we're wise, we know that there's always tomorrow. Lean on me when you're not strong. I'll be your friend, I'll help you carry on. It won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. So please swallow your pride. If I have things you need to borrow for, no one can fill those of your needs that you won't let show. So just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. Lean on me, somebody to lean on. Lean on me, yeah. When you're not strong, I'll be your friend. I'll help you carry on. It won't be long till I'm gonna need somebody to lean on. So just call on me, brother, when you need a hand. We all need somebody to lean on. I just might have a problem that you'd understand. We all need somebody to lean on. So if you have a load that you have to bear, that you can't carry, I'm right up the road, I'll share your load. If you just call me, 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 if you just call me. Thank y'all. Thank you. All right. Y'all have a wonderful week. Thank y'all for being here.